her attorney said that we should get those by the end of next week. And now, of course, from Justin Baldoni's attorney, Brian Friedman, we heard a little bit about their plan, too. He talked about how they want this case moving forward as quickly as possible.
Did Justin Baldoni just outmaneuver Blake Lively in court? A judge has officially rejected Lively's demand for Baldoni's phone records, calling it overly intrusive, a major setback in her fight to prove he orchestrated a smear campaign against her. This ruling not only protects Baldoni's privacy, but could also weaken Lively's case as she scrambles for evidence. But with her team already shifting strategies, is this a knockout blow or just another twist in a legal battle that's far from over? Well, let's dig in and find out. Oh, and before we get into all the details, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. That way, you won't miss any updates as this case keeps unfolding, because trust me, this drama is far from over. This isn't just another Hollywood feud, it's a full-blown courtroom war. Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni are going head-to-head, and it's getting ugly. Lively says Baldoni harassed her on the set of It Ends With Us, and when she called him out, he allegedly teamed up with his PR squad to wreck her reputation online. Baldoni! He says that's nonsense. In fact, he's flipping the script, accusing Lively and her husband Ryan Reynolds of making false claims just to destroy his career. Oh, and he's also suing the New York Times for breaking the story before Lively even filed a lawsuit. Yeah, this thing is on another level, and just when you thought it couldn't get any wilder, Lively and Reynolds fired off subpoenas on February 13th. They want phone records, not just from Baldoni, but from his crisis PR expert, Melissa Nathan, and his publicist, Jessica Abel. AT&T, Verizon, and T-Mobile all got hit with requests. Why? Lively's team says these records could blow the case wide open, proving exactly who was involved, when it happened, and how this supposed smear campaign came together. But here's where things take a twist. Baldoni just scored a huge win in court. So what did the judge say? And what does it mean for the case moving forward? Baldoni's legal team isn't wasting any time clapping back. His lawyer, Brian Friedman, told E! News that this is just a routine part of the legal process, but Lively's team, they're going way beyond that. According to Friedman, they're demanding every single call, text, data log, and even real-time location tracking from the past 2.5 years. Not just from Baldoni, but everyone in his circle. And here's the kicker. It doesn't even matter who was on the other end or what they were talking about. Friedman called it a massive fishing expedition and straight up said they're scrambling to find proof for claims that, in his words, are provably false. But then, the judge weighed in. And let's just say, it wasn't the outcome Lively's team was hoping for. On Friday, U.S. District Judge Louis Lyman issued a 6-page response, partly rejecting Lively's request, calling it too broad and, honestly, way too invasive. His reasoning? Even though Lively agreed not to peek at the actual content of the messages, the call logs alone could expose sensitive details, like who Baldoni was talking to. Think doctors, psychologists, or even just friends who have nothing to do with the case. And that's a privacy nightmare. So, what does this mean for Lively's case moving forward? Is this a roadblock, or is she just getting started? Justin Baldoni's legal team was thrilled with the judge's decision. His attorney, Brian Friedman, called it a big win, telling Business Insider that the court saw Lively's latest move for what it really was, one last attempt to revive claims that have already been picked apart. According to Friedman, Lively's team had already dragged Baldoni's name through the mud in the New York Times, and now they were scrambling for anything to back up their accusations. But don't count Lively out just yet, because the judge didn't shut every door. While she won't get her hands on Baldoni's personal phone records, she can go after the records of others who may have been involved in the alleged smear campaign. Judge Lyman made it clear, Lively has the green light to narrow her focus and target specific individuals who might have played a role. Lively may make discovery requests tailored to those individuals, he ruled. In other words, if there are other key players in this alleged plot, Lively's legal team is free to track down their phone records, just not Baldoni's. But here's the catch. Just hoping to uncover new evidence isn't enough to justify a massive fishing expedition. The judge emphasized that even if more people were involved, Lively's team needs to be precise in their search. Meanwhile, Baldoni's team tried to argue that no one's phone records should be touched, but the judge wasn't buying it. He shot that down, saying Baldoni and his crew can only claim privacy over their own records, not anyone else's. Now, Lively's legal team isn't backing down, not even a little. The moment the ruling came in, they fired back, raising one big question. What is Brian Friedman hiding? A spokesperson for Lively wasted no time calling out Baldoni's lawyer. Instead of getting these records from the phone carriers as we originally requested, the judge ruled that if we submit more specific requests, we can still obtain the records we need, they pointed out. Meaning, this isn't over. Not even close. Lively's team has already shifted gears. Instead of going through the phone companies, they're now targeting specific individuals directly. And they're making it clear they believe those records will reveal something Baldoni's side doesn't want the court to see. But guess what? Just when you thought this legal drama couldn't get any bigger, Blake Lively is making serious moves behind the scenes. While her publicist, Leslie Sloan, is trying to remove herself from Baldoni's massive $400 million defamation and extortion lawsuit, Lively just brought in some heavy reinforcements. We're talking CIA-level crisis management. On Friday, Variety reported that Lively has officially hired Nick Shapiro, a former CIA deputy chief of staff and a senior advisor to ex-director John Brennan, to handle her PR crisis. Yeah, you read that right. This guy isn't your typical Hollywood fixer. He's got government ties and national security experience. Shapiro has spent over 15 years in crisis management, working in the White House as a senior counterterrorism and homeland security aide. Oh, and he was also President Obama's national security spokesperson. So, yeah, Lively just turned her legal fight into a full-blown political-level operation. The question is, what's the strategy here? Is this just about managing public perception, or does Team Lively know something we don't? One thing's for sure, this case just went from Hollywood scandal to next-level warfare. Now, here's where things get really interesting, because one major name is noticeably silent amid this Hollywood legal storm, and it's none other than Taylor Swift. Blake Lively and Taylor have been inseparable for years. Best friends, family vacations. Swift even made Lively's kids a part of her Eras Tour lore. But now, radio silence. And people are noticing. An insider spilled to the Daily Mail that Taylor's distance from Lively during this lawsuit is raising eyebrows, especially given Swift's own history with sexual harassment cases. Let's not forget, Taylor successfully sued DJ David Miller after he groped her at an event in 2013. She countered his defamation lawsuit, won a symbolic $1 in damages, and used the case to spotlight the importance of standing up for victims. She even pledged donations to organizations supporting survivors, and famously handed Kesha $250,000 in 2016 to help her in her legal fight against producer Dr. Luke. Taylor Swift has never been one to stay silent on issues like this, so why now? When Kesha was battling Dr. Luke in court, Taylor stepped in big time, donating $250,000 to help with legal fees. It was a defining moment, proving Swift wasn't just about words. She was about action. Even after Kesha and Dr. Luke reached a legal resolution in 2023, the producer continued to deny the accusations. But Swift's support came when it mattered most. So now, as Blake Lively fights her own legal battle, the silence from Taylor, deafening. An insider told Daily Mail, Taylor is a sexual assault victim and spent more than a year of her life fighting for a case that she knew she would win. She has donated money to sexual assault victims' funds. Then came the real question. If Taylor truly supported Blake, would she not want to publicly back her? That's the elephant in the room. Is Swift quietly distancing herself to avoid the controversy? Or is there something else at play? Taylor Swift's silence isn't just raising eyebrows anymore. It could actually play a role in Justin Baldoni's defense. A source told Daily Mail that some people expected Taylor to stand by her best friend, use her massive platform to rally support and take a stand like she has in the past. Instead, she's gone quiet. And that silence, it's not going unnoticed. This will likely play a role in Justin's defense, the insider claimed. And Baldoni, he's already using Swift's name in court. In his filing, he alleged that Lively brought her mega-celebrity friend into a meeting to intimidate him. The meeting, which reportedly included Ryan Reynolds, was about script changes Lively had made to a rooftop scene in It Ends With Us. But according to Baldoni, things got tense, and the real message behind Swift's presence was clear. He needed to fall in line with Blake's vision for the film. Now, here's where things take a turn. Swift hasn't said a word about any of this. not about Baldoni's accusations, not about Lively's lawsuit, and according to insiders, that silence could be crucial. One source even went as far as saying if Taylor does not believe Blake, she will be the smoking gun in this case. This case is getting messier by the day, and with both sides refusing to back down, it's far from over. Baldoni just secured a huge legal win, but Lively's team isn't stopping. They're already regrouping and coming back with a new strategy. And then there's the Taylor Swift silence. Could that be the real game changer in all of this? What do you think? Will Lively find the evidence she needs, or is Baldoni walking away from this unscathed? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss what happens next, because something tells me this battle is only getting started.